I tweeted around yesterday an article that's getting a lot of attention, and it's just worth mentioning again, and it was written by Dr. Karlyn Borysenko. Given that it's very rare for somebody to change their mind and for somebody to break out of what I would call a TDS bubble, and I think she called it that herself, to watch that journey was extraordinary. And I said to myself, and you've seen me do this a lot of times, I said to myself, what kind of person can do that? Who is qualified to break out of a bubble? Doesn't matter if it's on the right or the left. Who has that skill? So I clicked on her profile, and then I did a little hunting down on her LinkedIn page to see what kind of background she had. Now, you know, in my book, Loserthink, I tell you that people who've had experience with different domains have an advantage in understanding reality, and that you could escape your bubble, if you're in one, and most of us are. You can escape your bubble by adding to your talent stack. So congratulations to Dr. Karlyn Borysenko for breaking out of her TDS bubble, seeing the full field, and doing it the honest way by building a skill stack that is world-class. It's a world-class skill stack. What was remarkable about it is that she was a lifelong Democrat, I guess, and went to a Trump rally and described, the story of how she felt and what it was like at the rally and how it changed her. Now, the bottom line to it is that she thought it would be a big scary thing with bad people. She went to the rally and they were all really nice. That was it. She found out that her worldview about what a Trump supporter was and how they acted and who they were was just totally wrong and had been fed to her by the media. Now, what was remarkable about the article is that, first of all, it was a first-person account of somebody changing their mind. How often does somebody change their mind? When was, you just don't see it. I mean, it's a dog bites man situation. So first of all, the topic was really interesting to watch that journey of the mind. But secondly, it's really well written. And it sort of jumped off the page because I can't read long articles. I mean, I skim them or I look at the headlines, pick out the key points. I can't read a long article, but I could read hers. I could read it and was happy to read the entire thing because the way she formed sentences, just the journey that she took me on was really well done. But I'm getting to a point here. I'm not just going to compliment the piece. There's something I'm getting to that's useful. So, given that it's very rare for somebody to change their mind and for somebody to break out of what I would call a TDS bubble, and I think she called it that herself, in her own words. She basically referred to it the same way. To watch that journey was extraordinary. And I said to myself, and you've seen me do this a lot of times, I said to myself, what kind of person can do that? Who is qualified to break out of a bubble? Doesn't matter if it's on the right or the left. Who has that skill? So I clicked on her profile, and then I did a little hunting down on her LinkedIn page to see what kind of background she had. Now, you know, in my book, Loserthink, I tell you that people who've had experience with different domains have an advantage in understanding reality, and that you could escape your bubble, if you're in one, and most of us are. You can escape your bubble by adding to your talent stack. So let's see what kind of a talent stack you've got from somebody who can break out of a TDS bubble, arguably the hardest bubble that anybody ever broke out of. All right? And by the way, she did not break out of the bubble to become a Trump supporter. That didn't happen. And she had some negative things to say about the president's style. So she didn't become a Trump lover. That would be suspicious looking. But she simply became a non-Democrat because she could see what was happening on her side. All right? So that's the highest level of awareness, I would say. What kind of background gets you there? So I look at her background: organizational psychologist, author, coach, speaker. She's written a book on, I guess, workplace organizational behavior kind of stuff. And she lists herself as a chief science officer. And then I went and clicked on her LinkedIn, and I see that she has a master's of business administration, a bachelor of science in communication and public relations, and a doctor of philosophy. She's a PhD in industrial and organizational psychology. In other words, she has exactly the talent stack that her article predicted. She has a full view of the field, and you could see it, because nowhere in the article was there any loserthink. Nowhere in the article were there dumb analogies trying to prove something. Nowhere in the article did she act like she could read the minds of strangers. Nowhere. And that's what you'd expect for somebody who is, a doctor of philosophy, who understood psychology, communication, had a master's of business, corporate experience, wrote a book, knows public relations. The talent stack works. So, here's my point. Oh, and here's the funniest part of the story. It's just funny because she, her writing was so good that she became a sort of a national headline there. Not a headline, but at least on social media, she became kind of a little sensation for a while. She has a last name of Borysenko, and somebody accused her of being Russian or something. And she said that she's married to a Ukrainian. Now, I don't know if he's Ukrainian-American or what. I don't know, but he has a Ukrainian last name, and she married him. Now, what are the odds? What are the odds that Ukraine just keeps popping up? Yeah, it's the simulation. Code reuse. It's like the system is down for maintenance and you only have so many options. Like half of the simulation is down for maintenance, and they're saying, all right, until March, all foreign countries are just going to be Ukraine. What? What are you talking about? That can't work. How can every story in the news be about Ukraine? I know, it doesn't make sense, but we got to bring the simulation down for maintenance. We're just bringing down the modules that give you a variety of international events. It's just all going to be Ukraine from now on. All Ukraine. So, you got that going on. So, congratulations to Dr. Karlyn Borysenko for breaking out of her TDS bubble, seeing the full field, and doing it the honest way by building a skill stack that is world-class. It's a world-class skill stack.